living principles. So let's look forward towards a few MCQs for the same. And with this good morning, there's one more good news, that is, there is no more negative marking for the May attempt, that is May June attempt 2023. It has been deferred for this particular attempt, or maybe for the future attempts. They haven't specified till what attempt it won't be there, but yes, it has been deferred for now. So if you're preparing for the CAIIB 2023, then you should take up this opportunity in your hands and use it for the best level, because ultimately you won't be under any psychological pressure of choosing your answers wisely or looking forward towards facing a negative marking as well. But along with the uncertainty of the syllabus there and the new questions and new syllabus coming up. So all those challenges are already there for you. So this is basically definitely a good news for everybody who's preparing for the CAIIB this year. Now, let's look forward towards a few questions of the principles of management. Okay, the first question says the leadership process is a function of uh, L. Leadership is equal to function of L, F, and S, that is leader, follower, or other situational variables. Or is it basically leader, follower, and authority based variables? Is it leader, then leadership styles, and the follower, or the none of the above is the correct answer? So if you're preparing for this particular question, what does it mean? Leadership is basically one of the concepts of directing. Heard about the term directing? That is one of the functions of management under directing. It can be anything. It can be supervision, it can be motivation, it can be leadership, and it can be communication. SMLC. So when we look forward towards this particular question, it would be leader, leadership styles, and followers. The correct answer would be C. The answer here is wrong. It is basically C. Okay, here comes the next question, everyone. The rule making the rule and enforcing the body is. See, I made a rule that everybody is supposed to wear helmets while working near the machines. Now, they're supposed to follow it. If they're not following, we are putting up a penalty of rupees 500 for everybody who's found, and with every such offense increasing, we'll charge more money for that as a penalty. So, what is it? It's the rule making the rule and enforcing the body. Is it planning, organizing, forecasting, or management? The correct answer here would be planning. Okay, I'm sorry. I think there is an issue with the answers there. The correct answer would be planning here. The correct answer is planning, right? Okay, it's corrected. So let's move on towards the next question. The next question is dash define the management as the process of getting done things done through others and getting things done by and through the people. So basically, do you know when we talk about management, na, we specify management as managing men, and T stands for tactfully. We have to find a way through which we can actually make people understand that when we are dealing with management, management is basically an art of getting the work done through others. We want to get our work done. The organization cannot achieve its goals on its own. It requires people, it requires human resource which will take care of all the working, right? So basically, this particular definition, which is renowned and is very popular, is given by Hicks. The correct answer is Hicks. A. I think there's some technical issue. So, okay. Now, let's move on towards the next question. The correct answer is Hicks. Next question, everyone. The effective management is always management by dash. Group efforts are directed towards the achievement of some predetermined goals. Management is concerned with the establishment and accomplishment of these objectives. So what is it they're talking about? Management by dash. Okay. Do you know, if I'm going for a class, then what is it I'm thinking of? First of all, my objective would be, that's a predetermined way of working. So now I've decided that my objective is to say, while going for the class, I'm always thinking about that I need to complete this much amount of topic by today. So that is something that I'm looking forward to. That is basically completion of something. That is an effect, that the topic that I've taken up. So here what am I going to do is, if I've taken an objective, I'm running towards that objective to be achieved. Now that particular thing, effective management, is always achieved by deciding what do you exactly want. Now with that particular thing that you have chosen that you want, you'll be moving forward towards the next level. That is what they define as objectives. So it is management by objectives, MBO, that the organization would run towards their goals by setting up their objectives in advance. Without this, the organization will not look forward to it. Next question. Mooney and Rayleigh set out the number of common principles which relate to all the types of principles. Is the principle of number one. This is the number one. Uh, Number one is the principle of coordination. Number two is the scalar chain. We have talked about scalar chain under the principles which are given by Henry Fayol, right? The scalar chain is like this, and where we have an emergency MO situation, we look forward towards gangplank. Number three, the functional principle, or number four, the principle of subrogation. Subrogation is basically the stepping into the feet of the other person. That is subrogation. So that is something that happens in terms of that insurance. In insurance, we use this particular principle of utmost good faith, and principle of subrogation. So that's a principle which is just there to use the word principle and confuse the aspirants there. So the correct answer is 1, 2, and 3 only. Right? The correct answer would be 1, 2, and 3. Now let's move on towards the next question. It says, dash is the continuous process of making present entrepreneurial decisions systematically and with the best possible knowledge of their futurity, organizing systematically the efforts needed to carry out these decisions and measuring the results of these decisions against the expectations. First of all, we set an objective, and then we look forward towards measuring the results. While we'll measure the results, we'll find out what is exactly happening. Can be measuring the results. So, through the organized and systematic feedback, because feedback is required. Now if I ask you whether you are able to cope up with the class, or is there any issue, only then I'll come to know what extra effort I am required to put in order to give you the kind of knowledge that is required for this examination. So that means it's still a two-way communication process. We'll be talking about a particular topic, we'll be understanding it in detail. Only then we can look forward towards understanding the concept based upon our examination. So is it planning, is it controlling, is it organizing, or staffing? Here, since we're looking forward, it's a continuous process. We are looking forward towards the futurity now. Now that is something which we can look forward to as planning, because we're looking at our future, we are preparing for it, and then we know about the failures we might have faced, and that means the controlling process would have led to the planning process. And this new planning process which is coming up will give us what we exactly want. Next question. Which technique of Taylor separates planning and execution function? We have studied about this particular principle as well. Under there is a particular, let me give you a hint. Under the techniques of Taylor, these are motion studies, time study, that is fatigue study. These are all a part of the techniques which he had given. So under these techniques, there was one particular technique which states that let's divide the planning people and the execution people separately. That is functional foremanship, that is fatigue study, or standardization, or simplification. What would you define here? The correct answer is the functional foremanship. Here we had the production department, and the planning department. Planning is basically the one which would do only the planning, which had four different kind of people that included instruction card clerk, time and cost clerk, route clerk, and disciplinarian. While in terms of the production, we had speed boss, gang boss, repair boss, and inspector. So these eight people would rule over the workers. Think about the pressure of those workers because they are supposed to report to at least eight of their seniors. So that is something which was definitely very difficult to look forward to. But no, the correct answer is functional foremanship. The correct answer is not standardized simplification. That is not it. The correct answer is functional foremanship. There's some issue with the answer formation, so I look forward to it that such a thing doesn't happen again. Okay, here comes the next question, everyone. There are business plans that identify and target internal goals, but provide only general guidance on how those plans can be attained. The plan that is discussed here is, see, planning is of many types. Planning is something which can be short term, it can be long term, it can be at different levels of the organization, and it can be related to the various workings as well. So that is something which we define that would vary over the period of time. Right, so we have no clue whether we can actually look forward to it in a proper way or not. So we if we ever have to plan, we just don't plan in a haywire manner. We are looking forward towards a plan in a sound manner. How do we do that in a sound manner? When we are planning, we would prepare it and become narrow about it. They say that these kind of business plans that identify and target the internal goals, that means the goals which are prepared within the organization that are related to the within organization working, but provide only the general guidance on how these plans can be attained. That means objectives are those plans. After objectives, the next point that comes is what it would be. From the objectives, we get the strategies, which is basically a shadow of objective. First of all, we set up an objective and we try to achieve that objective. It can be operational plans. Operational plans are day-to-day working plans. Project is basically one specific project that we are focusing upon. Strategic and objectives. Objectives is the goal that we are working upon. So the plan that they're talking about here is the strategic plan. So the correct answer is the strategic plan, everyone. Next question. Management has three dimensions. We also call management as 3D. But what are the three dimensions which are involving in the management process? Is it the work, organization, and operations, work, people, and operations, operations, objectives, and people, or authority, responsibility, and accountability? Okay, though authority, response, and accountability are not a part of this 3D, but these three are very, very important. I'm sorry. Number one, authority plays a very important role. This is the power to command over others. But responsibility is an obligation to do the working. And accountability here means answerability. Always remember your authority should be equal to responsibility. Otherwise, what would happen is the person who is having immense amount of authority, no responsibility, he would exploit others. While in case of if the authority is less than responsibility, this particular person would be frustrated because he would have no power, but he's still answerable for the results which he cannot control at all. So that would lead to more frustration. So authority, responsibility, and accountability are one of the most important words to be learned in an organization, but they're not 3D. That is, they're not included in the three dimensions which are given for management. The three dimensions are work, people, and operations. Work here refers to the main work that the organization is doing. But then what is operations there? Work is the main essential thing that the organization is doing, that their main core task is. Then to achieve the goals that they are working upon, they also have to do some ancillary working, which would basically support our work. That is operations. And the last one is people. It's all about the people that we are handling. So work, people, and operations are the three things. So when we look forward towards the management, everyone, this is the topic there. As you can see, the number one is management of work, management of people, and management of operations. Work is basically involved with the performance of the tasks. Management of people implies the dealing with the employees as individuals, and management of operations is interlinked with both management of work and management of people. So operations is the interlinking, while the main task is operations is basically work, and people is something that we normally handle. So this is where we finish our topic regarding this particular area of principles of management. We would meet tomorrow for some more questions on this particular topic again. But before I end my session, let's talk about our JIB and CIB courses. If you're preparing for the JIB or CIB examination, what you can look forward to is you can go and check out our area of JIB and CIB. For the CIB examination, our batch 1 as well as the batch 2.0 is already launched. As you can see, our bilingual and the English medium batches are there. All you can do is you can click on our batches and you can review the details. Over 180 hours of classes would be there. 10 test series are there, 62 ebooks are there. The time plan for each and every examination is stated here, and the details of all the subjects is also stated. So all the subjects, that is ABM, BFM, ABFM as well as BRBR, all the examinations and their patterns, everything has been stated here. And all the faculty who will be teaching is also given in this area. You can look forward to that particular area of our working. And if you want to look forward to our batch, then you can use the code Y541 and you can apply it and you can get it at 77% discount or 78% discount. It would cost you 5519. And so if you're preparing, then check it out on our website or in our app. There's one more offer which is available for you if you're preparing for the JIB and CIB examination. So there's a CIB Kamaha pack as well, which would include every single batch which would be coming up for the CIB examination. That means the revision batch, it's opened up. If you're looking forward towards our MCQ batch, it's opened up. If you're looking forward towards revision batch, it's opened up. And even both the languages, that means English medium as well as the bilingual, is opened up for you in this particular area. All you can do is you can purchase this course from our website by looking forward towards clicking this area of buy now and using the code Y541, and you can have to apply it, and it would cost you 8279.08 for 78%, and you'll get it for a 6-month validity. So if preparing for this examination, then kindly hurry up and check out our website for these courses, and take up the courses as early as possible to join our live classes now. And I hope everybody remembers it. Congratulations, there's no more negative marking in the examination. For the time being, it has been deferred. So keep preparing, everyone. This is basically an opportunity where you can achieve the score that you're looking forward to without having the fear of negative marking. So let's meet tomorrow at the same time for the same class at 7 a.m.